The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Dakota Days is almost here, and law enforcement is cracking down on underage drinking.
And AI is becoming more popular. What students should know when using it. You're watching Coyote News.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michael Stake.
And I'm Jody Tyson. The countdown to Dakota Days has begun, but the scout out for fake IDs is an upward trend.
The Vermilion Police Department has plans to enhance community safety during D-Days. Coyote News' Emily Van Cleve explains their plan.
With higher staff numbers and more thorough fake ID searches, Vermilion Police Department is preparing for the annual celebration of Dakota Days. Although most students may want to participate in the festivities, there can be long-term consequences for owning a fake ID and or drinking underage.
If somebody is caught for underage drinking, they're going to receive a citation. They're going to have a mandatory court appearance, and they're going to have to go in front of a judge. If they are caught with a fake ID, it's going to be a little bit different. First one is a Class 2 misdemeanor. A fake ID is going to be a Class 1 misdemeanor, so they are going to be arrested and taken to jail, which does come with a higher penalty, potential jail time and a higher fine. It's also a crime of dishonesty, so most students don't think about the consequences of what that might mean in the future. It's just they think about what it means to get into the bar and have fun in the short term.
Last school year, between the period of August 2022 and May 2023, Chief Brady says that 54 citations for fake or altered licenses were issued. She emphasizes that VPD has always been consistent with minimizing the amount of fake IDs. Now with more officers on staff, they are able to enforce the consequences regarding this issue.
We're really just trying to make sure people are having a safe weekend. We have our officers go out on patrol, making sure that there's no suspicious activity that's going on, making sure that people are following the rules downtown and that they're following the rules as they're leaving the downtown area and headed home.
To receive a free ride home after a night out, USD's Safe Ride program can help. Drivers can be called during Friday and Saturday evening from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. for transportation. For Coyote News, I'm Emily Van Cleve.
And just a reminder, D-Days kicks off next week.
President Gestring delivered her annual State of the University address last week. Highlights included the Opportunity Center's increased student outreach and university improvements to student counseling services. The Opportunity Center reached 5,000 students last year, and over 150 were individually counseled. The Student Counseling Center now partners with Christie Campus Health to provide a 24/7 crisis response program. Gestring also touted a new record enrollment at USD this fall. The Vermilion campus welcomed its largest incoming class since 2018. International enrollment brought in more than 600 new students, breaking that record for the third year in a row. The pre-nursing program saw an 18% increase, both pre-dental hygiene and the health sciences. PhD programs saw increases of 31%. And finally, the Knudsen School of Law saw its largest incoming class in over a decade.
Programs like ChatGPT and Grammarly are popular among students. Coyote News' Sean Hermans reports on how AI can affect assignments.
Generative AI is capable of writing convincing content. Some students use AI programs such as ChatGPT to assist them with school assignments or help them write their papers.
Through the Board of Regents, that is considered academic misconduct. On the technical side, there are numerous, and they're growing every day, in the amount of AI detectors. So AI, no matter what, is going to write in a very specific way because it's a computer, it's a formula. One of the popular programs that USD actually has access to that all of our students have already been using is the Turnitin program. They've recently launched a AI detector suite within that program.
Considering how prominent the use of AI is becoming, think of ChatGPT, Grammarly or predictive text, it would also be a disadvantage for students if they don't know how to use artificial intelligence.
It is very important that we start figuring out how to use these technologies to help the student succeed in a workplace where we know there's going to be all sorts of AI that is going to be involved.
AI will play a part in our futures. Loaf says it's crucial that AI is being monitored by a human being to make sure the human part will always be involved with AI. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Sien Hermans.
Loaf says students shouldn't stop using AI altogether, but they should learn to use it responsibly.
The Sound of USD will perform their special Metallica lineup at the October 14th football game in the Dakota Dome. During each performance, they'll record audio and video to submit for the Metallica Marching Band competition. If selected as a winner, the program could win $75,000 in prizes. When we come back, a look at how the National Music Museum is celebrating 50 years. You're watching Coyote News.
This is Coyote News.
Vermilion's National Music Museum is celebrating its 50th anniversary this fall, as Coyote News' Brooke Aiden reports.
Since its opening in 1973, the National Music Museum is treasured by many in Vermilion. The museum is home to many new exhibits as they celebrate 50 years of business.
All through this year, we've been planning some special events, culminated really at the end of August with reopening all of our new first floor exhibits and 7 brand new galleries.
They recently opened their 50th anniversary exhibit in the Special Exhibition Gallery. They also sent out a special 50th retrospective newsletter and have more planned to finish out this year. Vought states that every few months something new will be unveiled. Vought enjoys their personal expression wall located in the galleries. This is an area where visitors can answer different prompts and describe how music makes them feel. Visitors from age 5 all the way up to senior citizens are able to express themselves on these cards and display them as part of the exhibit.
Those are really important events. On the personal level, it's been really fun and very meaningful for us when we see patrons come through and they start walking through the galleries and we've seen them leave in tears. They're so emotional about whatever connection that an instrument had made to them or a story. And I know of several instances where people have been so overcome with emotion. And so that tells us that we're reaching that really deep personal level. And so that's really important to us. That's part of the reason why we're here.
For Coyote News, I'm Brooke Aiden.
The National Music Museum is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Getting around Vermilion can be hard if you don't have a car, but it's about to get a lot easier. USD's Coyote Assistant offers rides that meet at the Burr House and travel to both Hy-Vee and Walmart. Students choose a sign-up time prior to departure and can spend over an hour at their designated store. An international student has played a significant role in organizing these events.
I feel like even the authorities that are working with us on this, they also realize the problem that students are facing right now, like in general students are facing with not having a public transit and just going to run some errand. They saw like not just international students, even domestic students, not all of them have car.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. They ask participants to bring their student ID and arrive 10 minutes early. Sign-up times can be found online at the USD Involved page. Students can also take advantage of a new Spanish tutoring program. Coyote News' Marissa Brunkhorst is live in the muck with the student who started it. Marissa?
Thanks, Michael. I'm here with Lillian Sherry of the Spanish Honor Society. Thanks for joining me today, Lillian. So tell us about this new tutoring program. What is it and what inspired you to start it?
Right, so when I was being in this semester of my final year here at USD, I was kind of just thinking about what is something I can leave an impact on, and I just came across this idea talking with my professor and my fellow senior students who will be leaving the program. And we thought this would be a great way for the underclassmen to really get engaged with the Spanish program and the classes and the major if they have questions. But then it kind of grew to something more where I felt like we could offer more than just speaking and hanging out. We could do class activities, presentations, homework. So what we're really trying to do is bring people in and get them interested and hopefully leave them with an idea of the Spanish major or minor in their head.
Sure, and we're about halfway through the semester, and learning a language requires a lot of practice every day. What have you noticed in students maybe that do they need extra practice, like especially during the midterm time, or what does that kind of look like?
So after I've been speaking Spanish, I've been learning it for about 10 years, and I've really been realizing that the more I use it, the more it sticks with me, the more fluent I become. So we like to offer these extra opportunities outside of the classroom. I know it's especially important for these students to be speaking it constantly, and even myself, so I don't lose what I've gained so far. So we've been doing activities coming up, such as like language exchange with actual native speakers in Latin American communities, as well as doing like little projects, little events here and there. We have an event coming up where we're going to go to Omaha and visit Latin American Museum over there and just really immerse ourselves in the culture and like make the things we're learning in the classroom stick when going out and applying them into the real world. We also have volunteer opportunities, such as being like translators for medical students and doctors and clinics, and I would really like to just work with the community. I know I've seen a lot of prevalence with the Spanish language here in lower South Dakota, so I know it's going to be very, very important for people to learn the language and to be familiar with it.
And for students that need tutoring or want to participate in these activities, where can they find you?
You can find us in the Library 205 every Thursday for the rest of the semester, and probably next semester as well if they're still looking for more help, more practice. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. we can go a little bit longer, but that's the time where we want you to come in to us, and even if it's outside of those hours, email me. I think I've sent all of the faculty in the Spanish department with my email, so email me, email any of us. We love to help you guys and just see you guys learn the Spanish. So every Thursday, 5 to 7.
Thanks so much for joining me today, Lillian. As we just heard, if you want to get involved with the Spanish Honor Society or get Spanish tutoring, or just be involved, you can contact Lillian Sherry or the Spanish Honor Society. Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Marissa Brunkhorst.
Thanks, Marissa. Students of all Spanish levels are encouraged to come.
If you're looking for some new Mexican food in town, you're in luck. Coyote News' Callie Connors has an inside look.
There is a new addition to Vermilion's local restaurants. Owners Jesus and Efrain Sanchez brought a slice of California to the area.
Fayuca is a concept that we've been working on for the last 10 years. It's a concept that is close and dear to us because our grandpa owned several Fayucas. Fayuca is a slang term for taco trucks. And at that time, my grandpa owned a restaurant, and in that restaurant, what he would do is cook food, load up the truck, and take it down to the migrant workers on the field in California.
The Sanchez brothers have been able to continue their grandfather's legacy and make Fayuca a household name in Vermilion, but it hasn't been without its challenges. One bittersweet issue was that Fayuca's popularity grew so rapidly that the brothers weren't prepared for the amount of people they had to feed. With time, they have learned to manage their customer load.
Currently, the Sanchez brothers are hoping to find a solution to the problem they are facing with their sign out front.
Right now we're looking at sign options. Unfortunately, we aren't grandfathered in, but it's definitely something we're looking into. To keep that sign, I think it's in a great place, and it's very cost effective to keep it, obviously, so we're hoping for Vermilion to be nice and kind to us.
But the Sanchez brothers have heard plenty of positive feedback from local customers.
I think it's like blossoming. I think they're doing really well, and everybody's friendly when we come in, and it's like still a good low-key place to come. So I really appreciate it, and the atmosphere and the food. The food is good.
The Sanchez brothers have plans to be open 7 days a week, as right now they are closed on Sundays and Mondays. They are also working on building a drive-thru, but they acknowledge that none of this would be possible without the support from the community.
Thank you guys for being there for us and supporting our business. The community's been awesome to us, and we're really grateful, super grateful.
For Coyote News, I'm Callie Connors.
The Sanchez brothers don't have an exact timeline yet, but hope to make these advancements as soon as possible.
Next on Coyote Sports, women's soccer faces their state rivals.
And women's volleyball kicks off the Summit League tournament.
In the United States, approximately 6.3 million animals enter shelters every year. Of those, only 3.2 million will be adopted, and over 920,000 will be euthanized. Help put a stop to animal homelessness, save a life, and rescue your next best friend.
This is Coyote News.
This is Coyote Sports. I'm Spencer Bewley.
And I'm Carly Phillips. South Dakota volleyball will look to get back into the win column tomorrow night against Kansas City after dropping their Summit League opener 3-1 against Omaha. Senior middle blocker Madison Harms recorded 7 kills on the night to reach 1,006 in her career, becoming just the 11th Coyote over 1,000 kills in USD history. Junior outside hitter Kylan Seelock led the team with 11 kills on the evening. Senior middle blocker Bryn Pauman collected 5 blocks, 3 of them solo, and freshman setter Avery Van Hook put up her 9th match over 20 assists. Tomorrow night's match against the Roos is set for 7 o'clock.
Junior Abrielle Jurley ran the fastest 6K by a USD woman for the Roy Griek Invitational. Jurley placed 16th for the Coyotes in a time of 21 minutes and 41 seconds. Among the top finishers, Abby Ripperda placed 45th, and Madison Brower placed 56th for the Coyotes. The team finished 9th place overall. They'll compete next at the Bradley Pink Classic in Illinois.
Coyote women's soccer faced their rivals, the SDSU Jackrabbits, this past Sunday. In the matchup, the Jackrabbits took the lead with a goal within the first half. Both Taylor Ravello and Ashby Johnson tried taking shots at the goal but were unsuccessful. In the second half, the Coyotes were still down by 1. The two teams went back and forth with the ball, but the Coyotes were unable to score a goal to tie up the match. The Coyotes fall 0-1. The soccer team faces off against the North Dakota Hawks tomorrow at home.
Coyote tennis picked up 3 titles at the Drake Fall Invite. Selena Bird and Hitakamiya Narwhal claimed the gray flight in doubles, while Grace Chaddock and Anna Medvedeva improved to 9-0 on the season with a sweep of the white flight. Chaddock also took home an individual title, remaining unbeaten through the fall.
The women's golf team wrapped up their 3-day tournament in Spokane, Washington yesterday. Katie Nicola was the best finisher for the Coyotes, placing 37th with a score of 11 over par. Emma Henningsen followed her in 47th place, shooting 14 over par for the tournament. The women finished 13th overall. And in Des Moines, the men saw Max Schmidtke secure his first top 5 finish of the 2023 season, leading the Coyotes at 3 under par for the tournament. Schmidtke tied the school record for the lowest 18-hole score in Coyote history, firing a 64 in the opening round. He led USD to a 4th place finish, their best of the season.
For the first time, a USD student athlete will be representing the Summit League at the National Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Coyote News' Sydney Colin is live in the muck with the SAC representative. Sydney?
Thanks, Spencer. I'm here with Matthew Sorby from USD Swim and Dive. So you were recently nominated to be a Summit League representative to the National Student Athlete Advisory Committee. What went through your mind when you were nominated for that?
Yeah, I didn't really know what was going on, quite honestly. It was my first year on SAC, representing USD at first, and then I got nominated to represent the Summit League on the NCAA level, and so I was really excited. I jumped right in, and I'm excited to sort of represent sort of the mid-major schools within the NCAA.
And then you're part of SAAC. What does this do to advocate for student athletes?
Yeah, so we put on a lot of events. It's really just sort of like the leadership role in getting the athletes involved throughout Vermilion and throughout the Summit League, voicing our opinions, concerns, whatever it is, to the athletic director, whoever it may be. So it's just sort of getting us involved throughout campus and throughout Vermilion.
Then the first swimming meet of the season is coming up. How have you been preparing for the season?
Yeah, we just started last month. It's sort of been a work in progress getting into the swing of things. Everyone's back in Vermilion again. I'm really excited. It's just a pretty small meet against our own team. We're just split up into 2 and we're going head to head against each other, and so it's going to be fun.
Then what are you most looking forward to for the upcoming season?
Yeah, obviously our eyes are set on conference championships in Minneapolis in February, but I'm honestly pretty excited for this weekend and just sort of get the ball rolling for the season, and it's nice to be competing against. It's going to be the first time competing really since March, and so it should be a good season.
Matthew, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Live in the muck for Coyote Sports, I'm Sydney Colin.
Thanks, Sydney. The Student Athlete Advisory Committee represents athletes at the D1 level. The annual D-Days tip-off is set for Monday evening in the Sanford Coyote Sports Center. The free event features USD women's and men's basketball players in skill competitions, as well as performances from the Sound of USD, the Spirit Squad, and the Electric Jumpers. A D-Days royalty reveal will top off the event. There's also a chance for fans to receive D-Days merch. Doors open at 5:30 and the festivities start at 6. That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we come back, we ask people's thoughts on Midwest weather. Stay with us.
Hey, do you want to answer a quick question for Coyote News?
Huh? What's the question?
It's about roommates. It'll only take a second.
I don't know.
Come on. All you have to do is talk to me. What's the weirdest thing that you found your roommate doing?
One time I came home from class and she was clipping her toenails on my bed. That was weird and gross.
Hey, look, it's you.
It was weird and gross.
No way.
This is Coyote News.
Dakota Days is just around the corner, and plenty of events are going to be happening. We kick off next week at the SCSC with family activities and this year's royalty reveal. Saturday, the celebration starts at the downtown parade, leading up to the USD versus Murray State football game at 2 in the Dakota Dome. Tailgating will take place prior to kickoff in the Dome parking lot. And hopefully weather stays kind of calm so we can enjoy D-Days properly.
Yeah, I hope so too, because the weather can be pretty unpredictable, you know.
That is so true, and that's exactly why we asked this week's Out and About what students think about Midwest weather and their overall opinions on it.
So here's what they had to say.
You always have to watch where you're walking because at any point in time you can fall on your butt, and that's not fun. Talking from experience.
People suck at driving normally, but when you add snow into the mix, they just forget everything that they know.
The wind. Absolutely the wind. Definitely has to be the wind.
The wind. The lack of cold weather. These 80s, 85 days, like degree days, it's making me so angry.
It's so unpredictable. So darn unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen.
4 feet of snow when you're trying to get to work.
I'm ready for these 70-degree days where I can wear a light jacket with my pumpkin spice latte and just chill, you know?
The ice. It's always the ice.
The unpredictability. It can be like negative 40 and it can also be like 104.
Hot take. I actually really enjoy the Midwest weather.
After announcing
What are your thoughts about the Midwest weather since you're a little bit more new here?
Well, I like the snow, but the cold, that's what I don't like because I'm from a tropical climate, so yeah.
I kind of like that we have 4 seasons because it just makes it feel more movie-like. I feel so terribly for the people who don't have all 4 seasons. I wish them the best.
That's true, sadly. After announcing Oscar Mayer's hot dog-shaped Wienermobile would become the Francomobile, fans of the original name were quite frankly upset. But 4 months after the announcement, Oscar Mayer decided to revert to the original name. The change was meant to honor the brand's new 100% beef franks. So now the Wienermobile is back.
Okay, I've seen the Wienermobile a few times, and I also might have witnessed it crash a few times. Now, I wasn't responsible, but I'm not saying I didn't know the person who was.
Maybe we should put up an ad for if they need a new driver or not. They can need it, apparently. So that's all for Coyote News.
Pick up today's Volant issue for a peek at the graduate student's journey to directing a Shakespearean production.
And listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for coverage of your USD sports.
And don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates. Have a great night.